How are you? Welcome to day 5 in the 7 days of top 7s, and today we're talking about comic books and mangas. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into the top 7. So at the number 7, One Punch Man. This is volume 9. I think I mentioned that before. I started with volume 8 because that's where the anime stops, and I wanted to continue because it was hilarious. It is because of how funny it is that it made it here. If you haven't noticed from my channel in general, I like funny things in books and comics and such because it brings me joy. Who doesn't like to, you know, be happy? So yeah, I have One Punch Man, and it's a really hilarious. A lot of things don't make sense in that world, and this is about a hero for fun. It's just ridiculous, and if you like ridiculous things, you might like this. So the whole list is gonna be a little bit of cheating. Number 6 is the Fairest series, but this one in particular, so Fairest series is like a spin-off, not a spin-off, sideline of the Fables comics. I still haven't read those, but I want to because they seem really cool. They're all about fairy tales and characters from the fairy tales in modern settings, with like new problematic settings, you know, so criminals and gangsters and stuff like that. Not all of them, but some of them. And this one specifically is for Rapunzel, and it's called The Hidden Kingdom. And I just remember it being so, you know, you never think about your childhood characters from the fairy tales that you loved when you were a child in this type of setting. Like, just to show you like the back cover, it's that. I don't know if I can show that. But anyway, it's graphic, but it's really interesting, and it was really well done, and I just loved it. So that's number 6. But the whole line of the Fairest, which is just specifically females ones from the Fables, it's great. I strongly recommend. Not if you're very young though. Do not recommend that if you're very young. Similarly, if you're very young, the next one's not for you either. So number 5 is Rat Queens. Rat Queens is about a group of sort of, not really outcasts, but not villains, not... suppose almost like vigilantes, I don't know. They just do selfish things, but sometimes do it for the good of their city as well. And it's very sassy, and it's again just like good giggles. And yeah, I don't think I need to say anything else. I feel like I mentioned all of these things before so many times that there's no point. But yeah, that's really funny if you're looking for a funny one as well. Suppose I should show you how they look like, sort of. So that's the art style of the Fairest one. It's beautiful, I like it. For the Rat Queens, oh, well, that was a shit showing. Here you are. They're very different, but yeah, there's a lot of cursing. They're very lovable characters, even though they are problematic. And then at number 4, I have something that's a recent edition. I only read it this month, so that is the reason why it's number 4, because I actually really did enjoy it, but that's the only volume that I read at the point of filming this. So it might shoot up, it's very possible, and that's Lock and Key, Welcome to Lovecraft, and it's written by the son of Stephen King, and it's quite dark, and it has the Stephen King family vibe. So it's quite messed up, but it's really interesting. I like the character development even in the short time that we got here, though it's not the smallest of the comic. So our main characters experience a loss of someone dear to them in the family, and they are forced to move to a different house that's full of secret doors and supernatural stuff, and then we follow the characters from different perspectives and within the family. And yeah, it just got really creepy at the end, and I'm looking forward to see how that creepiness goes forward. And number 3 is Deadpool. And this sounds weird because this is the only Deadpool thing that we own with Logan, but it's not like a tiny one. It's by Daniel Way, and I really like the style of his, and we were looking to get more, but they are so expensive, so we don't really. But he's my favorite out of the Marvel universe, and I feel like, you know, I'm not gonna be the only one with that feeling, but it's just hilarious. It's just a person who doesn't give a crap. It has a really sad backstory, so, you know, it has depth to it, but just doesn't give a crap, and it's really funny. Speaking of things that's maybe like the only one that's not really hilarious in the list is number 2, and that's Monstrous. It's not really a funny one for a change, but it's extremely beautiful, because that's the artwork in this is outstanding. It's like the most beautiful one. If I had to rate them on like the beauty of artwork, this would definitely win. and it's about a girl who has a god stuck in her. It's about the world where there are different races and they obviously don't agree because, you know, that's how world works. I've only read the first two because that's the only things that are out at the moment, but I will definitely grab for the third one. But it is basically just the wars between the races. I just think it's stunning, and it's quite dark as well, so I like that as well. And then number one is not necessarily because of the graphic novel or comic of this, but because of what it means to me. I do really like Avatar a lot, so specifically this one was brilliant. I think I already mentioned one. This is the Search one. This is where we get to see the backstory of Zuko's mother, and that was such a big cliffhanger at the end of it. So after all of these years of not knowing what the hell happened, I now finally do, and it's just as beautiful as the show. It's done by the same people, so the style is, you know, the same, except that it is not in a show format but a comic book. And so because it's so like dear to my heart, I had to go for number one because it gave me a lot of happiness. So that is everything for the comics, mangas, graphic novels. Let me know down below what is your top one if you are into these type of things, and if you participated and made your own list of any topics for day 5. Leave your links down below, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye!